Hello there folks and welcome to another
Prepare
Heroes of the
yourself for
Storm game
battle,
with the
heroes.
Lost Vikings, this time on Cursed Hollow. As usual, sending Olaf on top and the other two little ones on bottom lane. It's more or less a pattern I have made. It doesn't matter which of them you send on whatever lane. This is not League of Legends, it kind of doesn't matter
The
that
battle
much.
begins in 10
What
seconds.
happens is usually people go 5v5 on mid, and
5,
especially if
4,
the Vikings are in
3,
a team,
2,
the other
1.
ones will usually go mid to face
Fight.
the other ones because usually they will be 4 only. And well, that's gonna be a disadvantage to a certain team, right? The team that has the Vikings. Now I don't remember what happens in this game. Don't remember whether we are defeated or not. I've played quite some games recently. This time with the blue team. Started XP soaking. I usually leave Olaf behind. I don't need to have the I don't need to have the minions die around me. I just need to collect these experience orbs. It's just that in replace experience orbs of the enemies and of the same team look basically the same. In the real game, they look um, differently. The enemy ones are black, white and black, and you simply can't collect those. So on this map, okay, I chose Olaf the Stout. Chose to make Olaf tankier.
Blue team draws first blood.
And on this map, um, Mercenary Lord is actually a very good pick. It's a big map. I usually keep Olaf behind. I don't want him to push too much at times, because I want to give the enemies the impression that I'm actually not actively, um, handling him. And when it comes to giving him this talent, it gives him 20% maximum HP thanks to a buff,
What's
and
this?
he also
A
blocks two
hero has
attacks
left the
every
battle.
5 seconds.
Welcome
Those
back,
stack twice. I mean,
hero.
you block one attack and you block another attack.
Heroes. Gather tribute
So
and
you
earn my
have a bit
favor.
more time, to react when it comes to Olaf, if someone takes him into account because he's the chunkiest. Like in this case, I simply don't care that much about white main, she doesn't
Heroes
deal me much
follow.
damage, so I just keep pushing there. Now I pull Olaf back, because the experience once it drops from minions it does spend a lot of time until it fades and it can no longer be collected. And since the team fight is here, you know, I don't want Olaf to be exposed while he's not full HP. So in the meantime, you see the team fight is 4v4, because someone is forced in a way to, try to stop my Vikings. The only horrible thing that can happen in this game
Let's
is
see who
that
gathers enough tribute this time.
the teams can easily get imbalanced when it comes to. You see, they all have the same color. I didn't come with Olaf because there were only one or two of those, and you know, it wasn't necessary to actually get them. I I don't really understand why people would still spend time close to me.
Hero slain.
I mean, it's enough if only one player is on a lane to simply gain the experience. I keep pumping up the
Hero
experience.
slain.
Now my team is, for a bit, my team was a bit higher in XP and level, but the enemy got the objective. So in terms of kills, the enemies only have 2 kills, we have 1. It's not that much of a trouble.
I grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
I keep my Vikings behind, because I don't want them to get, you know, disposed of. Now I could have gone mid, but now you know in replays you can actually see where the enemies are. I didn't know exactly.
Hero slain.
I didn't know exactly where
And
the
now you shall
enemies were. So now I really need to push, because you know the Vikings have some pushing power, but usually with these two, Olaf kind of sucks. And during the curse, everything is disabled. Your fortresses and your towers are disabled. I think it's one of the most punishing objectives, because you can simply plow through the enemy's fort, especially if you manage to stomp the enemy at the objective. You know, when you pick the third curse, when you pick the third point, you simply curse the enemies, and you know, you just plow through their forts, because for 1 minute and a few seconds they're not gonna hit back. As you can see, they're not shooting, they have this symbol above. Well, I got to waste you know, this ult, which is 90 seconds in duration, okay. And we kind of lost. And towers.
Perhaps now you realize its value. Yes?
The reason why this ult is no longer that good is because back in the times it also used to give you unstoppable for its duration, but people complain that, you know, unstoppable for 20 seconds is bad. I kept Olaf back here because I wouldn't have any purpose for him.
Red team has destroyed.
And here comes the green plague.
Perhaps now you realize its value. Yes?
And obviously you need to flex on the enemy when they die, because, you know, why not? After you play League of Legends this becomes a norm. I have to keep this lane from the enemy, you know, mercenaries. I can actually control 2 of them individually, but this has been made more difficult, because back in the times there was a much shorter waiting time in between switching them. So like back in the times you could select one of the Vikings and give them a command to move, and then immediately select another Viking and give them a movement. Now it seems that you can't issue more commands. It's like you issue a command to a Viking and it's almost 1 second wait till you can actually give a command to another Viking. This kind of feels a bit bad, because you select another one, another Viking after you have
Hero
given a command to the
slain.
first one. And if you're
Hero
fast enough,
slain.
you will be giving the second command to the previously selected one
Hero
rather than
slain.
the one that you
Hero
recently wanted
slain.
to select. Like I give Baylog a command, I quickly switch to Eric and I want him to move around, but Baylog
Gather
may still
tribute
move
or
if
face
I'm
my
fast enough.
curse. The choice is simple.
So for a while, seeing that the enemies are down, I simply decide to, um, you know, focus on two lanes.
Hero slain.
So I come back to, XP farming. Obviously our main DPS is on bottom lane with no mana. And they've
Hero
gotten the
slain.
objective. Well, at least we're better in XP and we had more kills than the enemies, but usually don't. At times these may not mean anything. I keep these Vikings here
Shall
so
we
that
see
the
who
enemy doesn't
gathers
see
enough
that,
tribute this
you
time?
know, all of the three Vikings are here. Then I go for a sneaky camp,
Hero
seeing that the
slain.
enemies are kind of busy here.
Hero slain.
Obviously I leave because I can't do anything with the whole team coming around. I think I successfully save Olaf.
Hero slain.
That's why I kept Baylog in there to simply uh, body block him.
Gather tribute or
Obviously I kind
face
of
my
had to
curse.
withdraw
The
because
choice is
I
simple.
usually don't want to mess with Nazeebo. His toads, if they hit me, and when the Vikings are close one to another, you don't want to get hit by those toads. A quick camping here. I also noticed, I remember having noticed this one. And in this case we traded the objective. We got cursed again. But at least the team managed
My
to get the
curse.
boss. And we got the experience. This was quite a bunch of XP. Now thanks to the curse we actually had to keep pushing the lanes, because when you're cursed your minions have 1 HP and your defenses simply don't function. I quickly take this camp, because every little help is a help. Leave Olaf behind, even if he's the slowest. The point is I needed to take that vision camp. So the enemy
King
is one kill
destroyed.
above us, but we are still above in terms of experience. That's what the Vikings are good for usually, especially if they are left to simply farm. I've
Let the
had games
curse
in which
end.
people would just
And if someone
constantly,
wins my favor
even
once more,
recklessly
that
hunt me
is.
down because Well, many people have been traumatized by the Vikings. You know, if players don't know how to play this character, they will feed a lot, and well, that gives bad experiences to people. Let's not forget that people are also easily traumatizable, and you know, people have a lot of frustrations, so they need to vent some of these frustrations off by simply hating on one character or another or whatever. So I've given level 16 for the team. That's one of the master moves with the Vikings. You can use your W if you pick it up, which gives you a 1.5 seconds invulnerability, and it does not cancel the ult, which which well repositions your Vikings. Technically, this one.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And you can use this one, jump, makes you 1.5 seconds invulnerable. Well, at least that ultimate dealt quite some damage. But White Mane doesn't have cooldowns on her heal. And then I decided to move
I
back,
grow tired of your petty squabbling. Gather
though I leave
tribute.
Olaf to
Earn
keep
my
pushing.
favor.
The point was, Muradin's not necessarily one of the best
Hero
pushers in the
slain.
game, but he can be truly annoying because he's a freaking tank. Now we're the same level, but the enemy has kill advantage. In terms of towers, we're equal. I don't know why Raynor is standing
I
still,
grow
but okay.
tired of your petty squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
At this moment, I wasn't expecting the enemies to actually take the boss.
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And we managed to get the objective for the first time. And I actually was a bit busy trying to bring down this
Hero
33k
slain.
HP boss.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time? Hero slain.
Right, we killed the boss. Send Eric towards the objective. Bonk. Bonk. No. I love doing that. Bonk. Bonk. I wanted to farm the boss. As they were fighting the enemy, I just took the boss. Took the
Hero slain.
objective like a boss. Then I said, okay, let's actually keep pushing, because we need the level experience. But, well, late game, Xul has much greater pushing power than the Vikings. Summon Baylog, Eric. I start soloing the boss. It's something that can be done easily with a level 4 talent. But the point is, you might need your ult, which I actually cast in here. If you pick the level 4 talent, the enemies can actually see, and on this map, you don't want the enemy to see that you're gonna focus on camps. If you take that to level 4, you're not gonna take this awesome thing, which makes Eric much harder to kill. Not that he'd be too easy to kill, but well.
Hero slain.
Bonk. I'm actually fast enough to put 2 and 3, Baylog and Eric, to actually, fight the boss while, if they are outside of his stomp range, and just pull Olaf out. I'm gonna take this objective, and, well, the first time we took the curse,
Unacceptable. You shall know my curse.
and that's the best moment when you can actually, take the objective. When the boss is already moving towards the enemy. Now it's all about taking the other camps. And with the forts disabled, the boss just moves towards them and that's it. And it's all about take camps. Because right now there aren't too many lanes to be pushed, and well, when Xul pushes a lane, well, there's technically no
Destroy
lane.
the fort. Red team's core is under attack. Enough! The curse is over. I hope you made the most of it.
So I just seized the opportunity. The enemies are bot. Let's see how things go on bot.
Core is under attack.
Obviously I go to push top because I see the whole fun is in here.
You made the most of it.
We're one level ahead of the enemy, so we still have a bit of stats difference.
Blue team has destroyed a fort. Red team's core is under attack.
And obviously the enemy is forced to break pursuit, because apparently their base is finally more important than...
Blue team has destroyed a fort.
And I start
Red team's core
boss.
is under attack.
I also get helped by Xul. The enemies most likely finish. We have to wait for Olaf to regain some of his HP before we can use him to, tank the boss again.
Red team's core is under attack. Hero slain.
So the point is, focus on the base. That was the most important part. And, well, that's a win.
Blue team is victorious.
Well, probably not much of a
MVP.
game, probably. I've had more difficult ones, but well, it's still a game with the Vikings.
Epic.
I can't say much. Well, and of all this being said, you are appreciated. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Take care, and well, whatever challenges you have, just keep at them, because you know it's always better to try something than not. Have an awesome day. Ferinjan Bor signing out.